Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to demonstrate you how you can use your Boox Note Max as a productivity device, as a portable monitor to your computer. So in this case, as you can see here, I have brought it in front just to show it very close to the device itself, to the Note Max. I'll be using this Raspberry Pi computer and connect it through this adapter, ZMI adapter, into the video capture card here. As you can see through HDMI, which is a kind of grabber, so-called, which is connected into USB-C hub, connected into the Note Max. So let's actually power on this device, this Raspberry Pi. As you can see, I'm using some power bank here. Once we powered it on, we can also open up the Note Max and open up USB camera application. And as you can see, the video stream is going from the Raspberry or to the grabber and through the USB-C hub into the Note Max. So here, as you can see, it already something you can see adjusted the font size, because I have specifically increased the font size for it to be bigger. It can be all adjusted. I did it just for the Raspberry Pi, because if I would connect macOS, it would be smaller size, and I can actually separate the terminals to have two terminals at the same time. But in this this computer, I'm just using it from the CLI, so that's just better here. And let's log in into the computer. As you can see, by default it is black and white. And let me refresh the view. You can always pan it like this to show the full screen like this. And what I will do is actually I would change the mode for the background here. So to do that, you can use it depends on the OS. You can on the Raspberry you can use this command. You can see set term -- foreground black -- background white and store. And now, as you can see, it will be white, background black characters. And now also I wanted to show you how you can change the font size quickly using this command. As you can see on the screen, dpkg reconfigure console setup. Press on that, and there would be presented different encodings. Choose UTF-8, choose guess optimal character set, and choose, in this case I would choose terminus bold, and as you can see I would choose the biggest font size 16 on 32 and enter. So because I already restarted, but I generally need to restart the device. So let's continue. So here, as you can see, it pretty well visible now. I'm actually, it's on the sun here, on the direct sun. I guess you can see it, and it is pretty well, oh sorry, press the button, pretty well visible, pretty nicely. And yeah, so what I would do now, I would actually do the split screen here and would open some browser. Not the browser, I think I would better open OneNote, yeah. And let's open our application that we wrote, some notes, sample notes we wrote in the previous videos, as you can see here. And what we'll do, we'll just to write the same scripts here on the Raspberry directly, so we'll run the sample application that way, code it. So here, as you can see here, pretty nicely visible. And for example, we can go to home directory here, and then I've downloaded the Node.js runtime, and go to the Node apps. So we'll have to first export the path to the Node.js runtime using this command, path home Node.js bin, and now we can run node-v. So Node.js will be running there. What we can do, we can use this sample example, bare minimal server descriptive. So we'll code it in Vim. Also, one more point about the Vim, that here this is a terminal application, and Vim is a separate application. So in order to change the background for the Vim application, we have to also define that setting inside the separate file, which is available inside the root.vim rc directory, C file. As you can see here, it says highlight normal, cterm black, cterm background white. You can see on the screen. Let me refresh also. Oh, by the way, the refresh, as you can see, the refresh mode set like this. I set to A2 and also of the enhancement disabled. And if I click on more button, you can see it like this. Also for the optimize, as you can see, I set it like this. Yeah, I was tinkering with it a bit, so I have done it like this. So now here we can create a new file with Vim index.js and write here what we wrote before, const http require actually the spacing is not needed in the Node.js, but I just done it for better readability here. And also let's add the new line here so that it will print on the new line. And other than that, we will use the same example we have done before. And save that file. And we are in this directory, we have created that file. This file looks like this. What we can do to run this file, we can run the command node index.js and run it in the background with an ampersand, so it will run the process in the background. Now we can check if the process is running with this command ps-ef, then pipe, grep, and node, and it will show that process. We can always pan like this and check. Of course, this all can be adjusted, the font size, the resolution. Again, just want to repeat that so that don't focus on that it's always will be that like that. No, it can be everything, it can be adjusted. So yeah, then what we can do is, so this application actually is a bare minimal server, which we coded in the programmatical way we have defined. So we can we are already running the server, and that server is listening on that port 8181. So what we can do, we can query that server using a CURL tool. So we can do CURL localhost, because we have not specified the host there, we have specified only the port. So it will be by default localhost, and press enter. And you can see it will be hello world. So this way, as you can see, it is possible to bare minimal commands, bare minimal application to write. And also we can follow at the same time, we can follow some manual. We can also open the browser here and open or the YouTube, for example, or some other video and follow that. And at the same time, we can type here the commands, and it would be pretty nice. And I like it even more when you connect the PC actual, so that you can have two terminals at the same time. And this is useful actually for the more for the backend development than frontend, because frontend you might need some IDE for that, but here you can use only console. So I have used to study some of the programming languages this way, only on the backend side. So creating a sample applications here. So for my purpose, that is actually pretty great way to use the e-ink monitor. So it's actually portable. And about the setup, so there were questions about how much it will consume overall and so on. So yeah, it might consume more, but I would say that the consumption from the power bank is if you connect it into the USB hub, because now I did not connect it, but you can connect it into the USB-C hub as well, separately like this, and that way it would be also charging your Note Max, and it would be actually charging it fast. So here I have connected, and as you can see, it's charging right now. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to show overall, how you can use that Note Max for this kind of setup. Thank you.